Champs, the Colts, play AFC West from a season ago, the Seattle Seahawks. And we are underway from Seattle and Husky Stadium. And picked up by Williams inside the 10, zigzags his way before 33. Maurice Kelly makes the stop. And a flag has been thrown on the play. As you take a look at Peyton Manning, he threw for over 330 yards against New England last week. But 3 fourth-quarter interceptions by Manning hurt the Colts, and he comes in today as the 7th-rated NFL quarterback.
And he wants the Indianapolis Colts to have more success on first down. He wants to see out of those second and longs.
Dick Hancock.
Illegal block in the back during the return. Number 47, 10-yard penalty. First down.
47 is Billy Austin of the Indianapolis Colts. That'll put the ball back to the 13-yard line as you take a look at Manning. As I said before, 7th-rated quarterback in the NFL coming into today with the 3 picks a week ago in Foxborough. So the Colts line up first down and 10 yards to go at their own 13-yard line. Jim Finn is in the backfield with Edgerrin James. 4-man rush, and Edgerrin James gets the call as he follows the block by 36 Finn for a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 upcoming. Riddick Parker in the bottom of that line. The offensive line of Indianapolis has allowed 6 sacks in 5 games with Glenn McKinney, Saturday, Larry Moore, and Adam Meadows. James Marcus Pollard in the backfield. Harrison and Wilkins, the wide receivers. And the tight end is Ken Dilger, facing 2nd down and 5 at the 18-yard line. Might be changing the play. James again with the pulling left guard McKinney leading the way, and is close to a first down up near the 23-yard line. And they had Kuntz making the tackle. The defense for Seattle, 28th rated in the NFL, and the defensive line struggling. Sinclair, Parker, Cortez Kennedy, and Lamar King. In the linebacking core, Kuntz, and on one side Simmons, and on the other side the great Chad Brown, who had a sack last week down in Carolina. And in the secondary, Springs and Willie Williams will be the cornerbacks. Jay Bellamy is the free safety, and the strong safety today is Kerry Joseph, taking the place of ex-Kansas City Chief Reggie Tongue. And that's how far away the Colts are from a first down. Jim Moore, 3rd season with Indianapolis after head coaching jobs in the USFL and the New Orleans Saints. Before that, he was on Don James' staff at the University of Washington and coached as an assistant with the Seahawks. And Mike Holmgren is the former USC quarterback, now in his 2nd season as the Seahawks coach after 7 seasons in Green Bay, including 2 Super Bowls. Shy of the 23, 3rd down and inches. The handoff goes to Edgerrin James, and he plows ahead, and he'll be close to the first down. They have George Kuntz coming off the pile, and they do give him the first down on that 3rd and inches run. 1st and 10 for Indianapolis.
Kind of a surprising start by the Indianapolis Colts, going with James Finn as opposed to Marcus Pollard in the backfield, playing the fullback instead of the H-back. And one of the things that Jeff Saturday talked to us about, they want to be more physical up front. They came out, they ran the ball effectively the first 2 times. I was surprised to see James Finn come out of the lineup on the 3rd and short.
So it is a first down just outside the 23-yard line for Peyton Manning and the Colts. Coming into today, 3 and 2. And off to James, blocking on the side. Dilger, the tight end, got a good block, and Tarek Glenn leads the way past the 30-yard line on a gain of 8 out near the 31. And the tackle made inside by Seattle.
And this is going to be one of the things that Indianapolis is going to try to do today. They want to establish the running game. They want to be physical at the point of attack and finish their blocks. Look at the lineman downfield. Look at Tarek Glenn pushing Michael Sinclair down the field. They have to finish their blocks today.
James has carried it 4 consecutive times. 2nd down and 2 at the 31-yard line on the opening drive of the game. And Manning to go to the air and throwing outside, and it's caught by Marvin Harrison, who's quickly taken down by Sean Springs. Gain of 5 up near the 36-yard line, and he does pick up a first down.
And Marvin Harrison's going to be right here isolated on Sean Springs. What they like to do is send somebody by and clear out the area. Marvin comes back inside, makes the catch, and that's when he becomes dangerous. Just because he has the ball doesn't mean He turns it on. He makes the big plays, so he is effective underneath in those short routes, but don't let him trick you. He'll go deep on you in a heartbeat.
He did that last week in New England. It is a first down for Manning outside the 36-yard line, opening drive of the game. Fake handoff, and a good fake it is. A seductive fake by Manning downfield, and he's got the receiver caught by Harrison, spinning at the Seattle 25, and it's a gain of 38 as Harrison got 3. A flag has been thrown across the way at the 48-yard line.
And this is what the Indianapolis Colts can do to a
Illegal
defense.
contact. Defense, number 27. Penalty decline. First down.
And that's Willie Williams. Big catch by Harrison, who picked 13 catches last week.
They have so many weapons and so many ways to beat you. You can see Marvin Harrison. He's selling the run fake, and then he's got that little double move to get into the middle of the field, into that seam. But that play was set up by the effective running on the first 4 plays of this football game. When Edgerrin James is running the ball effectively, Marvin Harrison becomes a more deadly weapon down the field.
Something the Colts have not had over the last couple weeks. On the Seahawk 26. Here comes the blitz. It's by Bellamy, and he got a hand on James, who spins away. Gets a block from Tilbert, and a block from Wilkins, and then forced out of bounds. Touchdown! He got in over the pylon. Edgerrin James, 26-yard touchdown run.
We talked to Jim Mora. We asked him what the problem was with the running game. He said it was everybody. He said it wasn't just the offensive line. He wanted Edgerrin James to be more disciplined, to run harder. He wanted the receivers to block downfield. You'll see the blitz coming in right here. Watch the missed tackle right there. Jay Bellamy has him for a loss. Great effort by Edgerrin James to bounce outside. Look at Terrence Wilkins downfield blocking. Takes out 2 defenders. That is everything that Jim Mora asked them to do. Block downfield, run hard, and finish your blocks.
So Edgerrin James picks up his 4th touchdown run of the season. Mike Vanderjagt with the extra point. And just like that, on the game's opening drive, the Indianapolis Colts march downfield with last year's NFL leading rusher, Edgerrin James, punching it in. Kansas City, but on that drive, 5 carries and 44 yards. A 26-yard touchdown gallop. And it's 7-0 Indianapolis with Danny Kite kicking off for the Colts. A little bit short, 15-yard line, picked up by Charlie Rogers. Has a seam. He has Kite to beat. Kite slowed him down just enough so that Tony Blevins could bring him down after a 37-yard kickoff return. And let's check in downstairs with Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Indianapolis Colts are 10-1 when Edgerrin James rushes for 100 yards. When he does not, they are 6-5. So, Moose, you're going to love this day. You're exactly right. They're going to feature the run. Also, for Seattle, Ricky Waters is going to have a big day when it comes to being fed the football. This is going to be a running day. Moose, you're going to love it. Back upstairs.
This is going to be a day where the offensive and defensive lines are going to be the keys of the success for both teams.
Brock Heward from the 47-yard line of the Colts. First down and 10 yards to go for the second-year quarterback. Fires a pass caught by Sean Dawkins. He's chased by Macklin. He got a good downfield block from the rookie Jackson. He takes it inside the 5. A flag has been thrown at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 43 yards as it stands right now. Dawkins played for the Colts in the mid-90s after being a #1 pick out of Cal.
The Indianapolis Colts go on a great drive. They give up a big kickoff return, and on the first play of the game, they give up a big play. It's just a simple crossing route across the middle of the field. Sean Dawkins breaking away from people, and there's some more good downfield blocking by Darrell Jackson. To turn short plays into big plays, you've got to have your receivers downfield blocking.
But they've just thrown a penalty flag with the hold on the Colts, and rather on the Seattle Seahawks, and instead of being at the 5, they are pushed back to the 25-yard line. Nonetheless, with the big kickoff return and the catch by Dawkins, it's Seattle first down and 10 inside the 25-yard line of Indianapolis. And the handoff to Ricky Waters, a good block by Walter Jones, and finally Mike Peterson brings him down after a gain of 5. Jones sealed the side. 24-year-old Brock Heward, a Seattle native who played his college football in this stadium, makes his second career NFL start today.
And he was very efficient last week, but he's got to be a little bit better than that. He's got to give them an edge at the quarterback position.
John Kitna came into the season as the starter. This kid began a training camp on the number 3 slot in back of Glenn Foley. Foley was gone. This kid moved up to number 2. Second down and 5. Some good blocking. And here comes Hewitt. He's got to get inside the 15. And Ron Hewitt gets a first down, scrambling to the 14-yard line. The Seattle offense is number 29 in the NFL. Jones, Kendall, Gray, Floyd Wedderburn, and the rookie from Wisconsin, Chris McIntosh. He blocked for the Great Dane, the Heisman Trophy winner in Madison. Waters and Strong in the backfield. Dawkins and Jackson, the wide receivers. And Christian Fourier is the tight end. Well, the spot was not all that generous for the Seahawks, and so they'll bring the chains out to see how far he is away, and about 6 links of the chain.
And this is an area that the Seattle Seahawks have really struggled in. Last week, or actually over the last 2 games, they are 0 for 7 in 3rd and short situations, 3rd and 3 or less. This is really just a mentality. I mean, everybody knows what you're going to do on the defensive side of the ball. Unless you're going to throw some trickery with a play action, you're going to come out and play some smash mouth football. So this becomes an attitude play. And this is where Seattle has to take charge and decide that, hey, we're going to be efficient in these situations, and they have not done that the last 2 weeks.
Seattle didn't have a 3rd down conversion last week, 3rd and inches. And the handoff goes to rookie Sean Alexander, picking up the first down and chugging inside the 10. Tackled by Hollier. It's a gain of 6, and it is a first down. Now for the Colts on their defense today. They've allowed and recorded 13 sacks over the last 3 games. Holsey, Williams, Johnson, and Chad Bratsky. Bernard Whittington injured, not playing. Bennett and Hollier, along with Peterson, the linebackers. And in the secondary, Burris, Belzer, Cota, and rookie David Macklin. It's 1st and goal at the 10. The pitch out to Alexander. Some pulling by the guards, and he's inside the 10, near the 9, on a gain of 1. This is their 1st-round pick out of Alabama, and the all-time leading rusher for the Crimson Tide, Sean Alexander.
And as Beasley said, this is going to be a very physical football game on both sides of the ball. Both teams trying to come out and establish the run very early. You've seen some 3rd and short situation. Max Strong with an outstanding block on Chad Brown to convert a couple plays ago. This is going to be a very physical football game this afternoon.
2nd down goal inside the 10. Hewitt with time fires a pass incomplete. He was looking for wide receiver Karsten Bailey, who has only caught a couple passes, and with Derek Mays out today with a bad hand, Bailey will be seeing more time, and the coverage was applied by rookie David Macklin.
You see Karsten Bailey out on the wide side of your screen right here, and you talked about Derek Mays last week. He hurt his finger on the throw from Brock Hewitt because of the speed of the ball. Watch as that ball comes through. You couldn't get a chance to see it. He has got a very strong arm.
3rd and goal at the Colt 9. First time the Seahawks have had it today. Good blocking, the pass caught inside by the tight end Neely, and then he is grabbed by Peterson after a gain of 6. And they're going to try for 3, so the Colts defense holds them to a 3-point try on 4th and goal, much to the chagrin of Seattle coach Mike Holmgren.
And that's a much better start for the Indianapolis defense than last week. Although they let him get down to this point in the field for a field goal attempt, last week they struggled in the red zone, allowed New England to score touchdowns.
71.
Ryan Lindell, who takes the place of Chris Hebner, who took the place of Todd Peterson, will be trying a 21-yard field goal. He is 2 of 2 since joining the team a couple weeks ago. And that is no good. He pushes it wide right.
Field goal attempt is no good.
On a 21-yard try, and Holmgren and the Seahawks come up empty-handed.
And that's not the thing you want to do as a kicker when you've already had 2 guys exit before you.
Well, the snap and the hold were good. Fiegels with the hold. And Lindell, who is a rookie from Washington State, missing a chip shot. Back out to the 20, so it's 1st and 10 for the Indianapolis Colts. Sinclair had the drive from the side off the defensive line, but the pass is complete for 18 yards to tight end Ken Dilger. And that is his 20th reception of the season and a first down for the Colts.
And this is a matchup that they're going to want to take. Here's Ken Dilger right here. They want to isolate him on George Kuntz. And again, it comes off the play action. A great job of the play action fake. You get the linebackers to step up, and you can see the separation between the linebacker level and the safety level.
Peyton Manning has already started today's game. 3 of 3, 38-yard line. 1st and 10. The tight end H-back Pollard is in motion. And he'll block for James against the handoff. And they blow that ball dead. Flags thrown and false start.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's tackle Adam Meadows.
He's a guy that was battling pneumonia all last week. You can see right here, just a little bit off to the start. You're playing in an opposing stadium. The crowd can get in. You'll see the tackles and the tight ends jump a little bit because it is hard for them to hear when they get on the outside.
Colts are ending a 3-game road trip. They lose last week at New England, 24-16. Drives that led to field goals, not touchdowns, the main culprit last week. So it's 1st and 15 yards to go outside of the 33. And throwing a dart, Manning hits Marvin Harrison, his wide receiver, up near the 39-yard line. Anthony Simmons got him around the shoestrings and tripped him up.
Last week against the New England Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts did a great job of controlling the ball, but they didn't come away with touchdowns. They were kicking field goals. You can see this drive here, 22 plays, over 10 minutes, another 14 plays, 77-yard drive. They ran 36 out of 37 plays and found themselves behind 7-6.
After 1st and 15, it's 2nd down and 10 up at the 38. Hand off to James, running outside, chased by Riddick Parker and wrapped up and brought down on the play near the 40-yard line after a meager gain of 2 yards.
And Chad Brown blitzing from the outside to the left of Edgerrin James forced him back to the right side. And that's an area that I think that the Seattle Seahawks need to use more. They need to bring Chad Brown in their standard packages. He gets to rush in the nickel situation, but he's going against an offensive tackle. They need to isolate him on running backs, get him involved in the blitz package against some of these backs in protection.
Shy of the 40, it's 3rd down, 8 yards to go with 4 receivers deployed. Colts lead on a James touchdown run. Good time, good block by Glenn. Throws a pass caught by Pathan. Jerome Pathan at the 47-yard line picks up 13 yards on 3rd down and 8. Pathan used to play his college ball on this field and in this stadium.
So you got a couple of guys playing here today, Brock Hewitt and Jerome Pathan, that are very excited to be back. This is a very familiar environment, especially for Jerome being from Indianapolis. So it's got to be a lot of fun for them to come back from. You'll see him right here in the slot. Right here, he's going to come up. They do a great job of packaging their routes. You'll see him come in. He's going to fake the stick move to the inside, and he finds that little dead area.
47-yard line, 2nd drive of the game by the Colts, 1st and 10. Hand off to James, got a nice block from Larry Moore, then is hit by Sean Springs and staggers ahead to the 39-yard line on a gain of 8. As you see, some interesting scores. The Oakland Raiders beating Kansas City as they did last year in the season finale. It's the 4th game this season that the Raiders have come from behind in the second half and won a game. And Kansas City had won 3 consecutive games going into today. It's 2nd down and 2 inside the Seahawks 40-yard line. Pollard is on the move. James gets the call. He got a block from the tackle Meadows and picks up 4 yards on the play before Chad Brown, the linebacker, wraps him up.
And one of the things that Jim Mora talked about is they really don't have a running play that they feel they can really hang their hat on. You've seen trying a lot of different personnel groups, a lot of different formations, and also a lot of different running plays. We've seen Jim Finn in the backfield. We've seen Marcus Pollard in the backfield. They're trying to run right at you, and then they're also trying to run that stretch play to get the defensive front flowing. Jim Mora is searching for that one running play that he feels real confident in.
And a lot more balance in the run and pass game, which he did not have last week. 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Three receivers, the fake to James. Great time for Manning. Now he's being chased by Hilliard, who gets a block on the play from Dilger. Now here comes another lineman, Lamar King, and finally with a great play by the secondary of the Seattle Seahawks. An incomplete pass thrown by Manning. Lamar King almost had him. But he had all day to throw the ball.
He really did. And that's another thing that the play action will do. You can see right here, 6 sacks allowed this season, but last season it's real impressive. Only 14 sacks. And they also had the leading rusher in the league with Edgerrin James. So that offensive line doing a great job. But the play action pass, not only does it open the lanes up, but it also gives you a lot of time. And I think the fans here at Husky Stadium think that Ken Dilger might have gotten away with a little bump in the back.
What do you think?
I agree with him on that one.
Second down, 10, 8th play of the drive at the 35-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. Shotgun snap. A good block inside. Springs James free near the 30-yard line on a gain of about 6 on the play. Kerry Joseph comes up from the secondary with the stop.
One of the things that really separates the top running backs in the league is their vision. And you can see Edgerrin James on this play right here. He's going to be going into the left side of the line. There's really nothing there for him, but you can see the vision. You can see the strength that he has. I think he's also a sneaky strong guy. I don't think you think he's as physical as he is, but when these guys come up to hit him, he's bringing a lot of wood back to them.
Last week, the Colts passed more than twice as much as they ran. Not today. Third down 4 from the 30-yard line. Blocked by Glenn. Time for Manning. Fires a pass which deflects off the fingertips of Kerry Joseph. It's incomplete and the flag is down at about the 13-yard line downfield. Joseph, a former college quarterback at McNeese State. And it's a hold and another penalty against the Seattle Seahawks. They had 12 of them last week in Carolina.
Holding. Defense, number 25. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And not only are they having penalties, but they're having penalties at very critical times. The defense makes a stop right there, but with the holding, this is an automatic first down. Last week, it was the offensive side of the ball with some pre-snap penalties and some 3rd and shorts that really took the momentum away from the offense. So not only is it the penalties, but it's also at the time and the position of the game that they're having these penalties.
And that one came at a very inopportune time for Seattle. It was 3rd down. An incomplete pass by Manning. Now it's first down from the Seahawk 25. Hand off to James. Good block by Dilger. Got another block downfield by his wide receiver, Marvin Harrison, and picks up 9. You don't talk about wide receivers blocking all that much, but in this offense, that is key for James.
And if you want to turn the 5, 6, and 7-yard running plays into some big plays that are momentum chasers during the course of the game, that's what you got to have. You'll see Marvin Harrison right here. He's right into Sean Springs. And what he does is he gives Edgerrin James an opportunity to get downfield without being hit. He's not going to be hit until Jay Bellamy comes all the way across from that free safety position.
Near the 16, 2nd down and 1. Second drive of the game. Changing the play again. Hand off to James, breaks a tackle from Brown, picks up the first down as he pierces the 12 and takes it near the 11-yard line. And James, a spectacular first quarter, 11 carries and 78 yards.
And as you pointed out, Peyton Manning going with the audible. This is the second time we have seen him change the play at the line of scrimmage, and both times it has been a running play to Edgerrin James. So they are seeing something where they feel it's more an advantage for them to run the football in these situations than to throw the football.
1st and 10 at the Seahawk 11. Changes up again. Dilger shuffling for position. Dilger will be the lead blocker on the handoff to James. Gives him the block as he burrows his way to the 7. Picking up 4 yards on the play, and Chad Brown in the linebacking core with the stop.
And a good job by Ken Dilger. This is a very difficult block. When you're coming laterally to the line of scrimmage, your linebacker or the person you are responsible to block is going to be coming straight at you. And to be able to get around the corner and turn and get a good block on the guy is one of the more difficult things. We used to run a play similar to that in Dallas. It was one of the plays that I liked the least because I really felt that it gave the defensive man the advantage because he was more square to the line of scrimmage.
The Colts are shredding the Seahawk defense at the end of one. On a James 26-yard touchdown run. Indianapolis 7, the Seahawks nothing. And we'll return to Husky Stadium right after this message. As the Colts are just inside the 8-yard line of Seattle. Hand off to James, a block by Meadows running outside. He broke an open field tackle of Kerry Joseph. And then he is smothered inside by Lamar King. It's a gain of 2.
Indianapolis really keeping the Seattle defense on their heels. They went with a traditional passing set right there with the motion coming in with a bunch of receivers on the left side and then hand the ball off to Edgerrin James away. So they're really giving the Seattle defense a look at just about everything they have in their offensive game plan in this first half already.
James has been magnificent. 3rd down and 5. 13th play of the drive inside the 6-yard line. A good 3rd down team, this Indianapolis offense. Manning fires into the end zone. It's the back of the uniform of Chris Canny as he was zeroing in on Marvin Harrison, the former #1 pick Canny of the New England Patriots. Via Chicago, now with Seattle, and covered Harrison well in the back of the end zone there.
And the offensive line showing you the protection they have. Peyton Manning throwing the ball. Chris Canny just happened to be in the right place at the right time. He didn't even have a chance to get his head around to defend on that. I tell you what, I guess you could call that great position by the defensive back.
So here comes Mike Vanderjagt, who has kicked 7 consecutive field goals. He was 3 of 3 last week in New England. Tries a 23-yarder right here. The Seattle defense doesn't break, and they force the Colts into a 3-point try. And the hold by the punter, Hunter Smith, with Vanderjagt putting it up and in. A couple weeks ago, he knocked in the game winner at Buffalo, which gave the Colts an 18-16 road win. So Edgerrin James has been key. Vanderjagt good right there. It's 10-0 Colts. Again, the Colts, who last week had it deep inside New England territory, could not get a touchdown except one time in 4, run into the same problem here.
Yeah, they're kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns, but they have to be happy with the way they're running the football. And Jim Morris said it wasn't just one area. It wasn't just the offensive line. It wasn't just Edgerrin James. He said it was a total team breakdown. We have seen the receivers blocking downfield. The offensive line is finishing their blocks, and Edgerrin James is getting downhill and running physically.
Max Strong, who is one of 2 deep back men for the Seahawks, brings it upfield. Jim Finn makes the tackle for the Colts. Edgerrin James has been terrific. Colts on top. And has been the star with 83 yards on the ground, including a 26-yard touchdown run. 10-0 the Colts. Second time the Seahawks have got it outside the 28-yard line as Chris Gray grabs the ball. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Brock Heward, the quarterback. Good block by Jones. The tackle on a pass is caught by the rookie Darrell Jackson, close to a 1st down. He was guarded by Belzer, and they spot the ball near the 38-yard line.
And both teams mimicking each other. Here's Darrell Jackson in the slot right there. He's just running up, but you have to remember they ran play action in the field. That keeps the defender off of him a little bit. Brock Heward has a great release. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but somebody compared him to a left-handed Troy Aikman this week with the short strides, that short, direct foot. He throws a nice crisp ball, and he gets it out of the pocket very quickly.
Jets on top as we're going to take a measurement here at Husky Stadium. Oakland beat Kansas City earlier today. Denver on top of the Cleveland Browns. Denver winning last week 21-7 in San Diego. They're now 3-3. Brian Griesby playing hurt, but playing nonetheless, and that's how far away the Holmgren offense is away from a 1st down. It's hard to believe that Mike Holmgren is coaching an offense which is ranked 29th in the NFL coming into today.
And it's one of the first times in a long time in his career that he hasn't been on a team with an offense that's really been the focal point of the football team. And while he was in San Francisco and then at Green Bay, he's always had those offenses that have been very explosive and been able to put points on the board very quickly.
Giants with the win. Buffalo came from behind to beat San Diego. 2nd down 1. Handoff to Ricky Waters. Wedderburn a block, and they do pick up the 1st down. He picks up 4 yards, kind of picking and poking his way upfield to the 41-yard line. Get live updates for each NFL game as it happens. Just click on live scores at cbs.sportsline.com. Kevin Harlan, Darrell Johnston, Moose Johnston, along with Beasley Reese here in Seattle. 1st down for the Seahawks. Their offense looks a lot better today than it did last week.
They really did. They really struggled in the 1st half last week. Only 1 1st down, no points.
1st and 10. Handoff goes to Ricky Waters. He takes it around the wing. Knocked down by Macklin. Picks up almost 10 yards on the carry. He's right near the 50-yard line. Ricky Waters is in search of his 6th consecutive 1,000-yard season.
And one of the reasons they struggled last week is because they were taken out of their offense early. They weren't able to get the ball to Ricky Watters. He only had 10 carries throughout the course of the game. And when you look at what he has done throughout his career, I think very quietly he has put himself among some of the great running backs in the NFL.
Number 13 all-time in rushing yards. 2nd down and 1 as you take a good look at Ricky Watters, who gets the pitch. And with the Max Strong block, it doesn't stop Bernard Halsey, who comes firing through and brings down Watters at the 49-yard line.
If you want to be able to run, sorry, Kevin, if you want to be able to run the football outside, you have got to contain these people right here. Whether you block down with a tight end and bring the guy around, but Itulamili has got to be able to seal that corner. You can see he loses his block, and Bernard Halsey can come back inside. You cannot run outside without being able to control the defensive end in that situation.
And Halsey's a good one.
He's a very good one. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup as the game goes on between him and Chris McIntosh. Right there was Itulamili, but with the rookie right tackle, it's going to be interesting to see how that works.
3rd and a long run, the fake, and here comes the blitz by the secondary, and the pass is caught by Jackson. And it is a gain of 2 and a 1st down on the play. All kinds of pressure, but Chad Bratsky was coming up the middle.
And on a 3rd and short, you try and do a little bit of trickery. Chad Bratsky does a great job. He knows he's not going to be able to run that play down from behind, so he stays at home, plays contain, and he forces him to throw the football early. And then you can see right here at the end of the play, a little bit of sportsmanship between the two guys. Hey, nice job. You did your job. I did mine.
Good play by Heward. The 48, 1st and 10. Heward going deep, looking down the sideline, looking for Dawkins. Caught. Oh, what a catch. He beats David Macklin. The rookie, a 40-yard gain, the longest of Heward's NFL career. And he goes to the ex-Colt, Sean Dawkins. What a play!
Sean Dawkins just manned up on David Macklin, and I think Mike Holmgren might have been lying to us yesterday at his meetings. He said Brock Heward doesn't throw the deep ball well. I don't think he can throw that one much better, and that has got to be great for the Seattle fans and the Seattle Seahawks football team, because that has been their big question mark. Why have you not thrown the ball down the field?
Kitten wouldn't do it. Heward is 1st and goal at the 8. Waters in motion out of the backfield. Heward with great time goes into the end zone. Touchdown. Darrell Jackson. Brock Heward has just thrown his 1st career NFL touchdown pass. And Darrell Jackson catches his 3rd in his rookie campaign.
Brock Heward just on a drop back pass right here. Darrell Jackson coming across from his right. He's got Jason Belzer on him. We talked about this being a game of matchups right there. You do not want your free safety on what I consider to be probably their best wide receiver. So that was a mismatch. Brock Heward found it. He delivered the ball for the touchdown.
Wendell's extra point is up and in. Heward has closed the gap on the Colts.
Coach, you gave some players time off to check out the Staples Copy Center, and things got a little out of hand, didn't they?
I don't know. Like I said, I made the calls, and I take forward.
Doing a 40-yard pass on that drive to Sean Dawkins, a 8-yard touchdown pass to that man, that rookie wide receiver, Darrell Jackson. It is 10-7. The ensuing kickoff picked up by Pathan on the fly, and then Kerry Joseph takes off his head at about the 43-yard line. 27-yard return. First touchdown pass of his young career. It's 10-7 Colts. As downfield caught by the tight end Dilger. He got the coverage he wanted. Kerry Joseph makes the tackle. The ball is inside the 31. It's a gain of 28 yards.
And right now, neither one of these teams are playing good defense. I mean, right here, it's really 1st down, a little bit of play action, but I mean, Ken Dilger is just going to come wide open. He gives it a little bit of a double pump, but you know, where is the coverage? That's a tight end getting down in between 3 people in his zone.
Dilger's had a good day on the 27-yard line. That was a 2nd catch right there. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Manning. Hand off to James. A block from the wide receiver Harrison before the Pro Bowl cornerback Sean Springs brings them down after a gain of 5. And coming up on the NASDAQ.com halftime report, Join Jim, Mike, and Craig for all the scores and highlights coming up next on the NASDAQ.com halftime report from our studios on 5th Avenue in New York City.
The thing I like about Edgerrin James is when he is tackled, he is always going forward. You very rarely see him getting driven back. He's a very, very strong running back.
On the Seahawk 22, second down and 5. Changing the play again.
We'll see if they continue to do this run audible that they've been doing up until this point in the first half.
Play clock down to 3. Outside it goes. Great play turned in by Springs again. They were looking for Marvin Harrison, but Sean Springs, who is a Pro Bowler a season ago, but has had a tough go this season with the nice play.
Marvin Harrison right here at the top of your screen. And the great thing that Sean Springs did is every time Peyton Manning had audibled up until this point, it was a running play. What a great break on the ball right there.
Stan Rod, of course, played running back for the Dallas Cowboys back in the 70s. Third down and 5. And the ball remains at the 22 of Seattle. Manning pointing out to his line who he wants blocked, who he thinks may drive inside. No blitz, basic attack, and there's the throw. Caught by Dilger, his third today. Wrestled down by the safety, Joseph. He's inside the 7-yard line, and a 15-yard pickup. It's first and goal, Indianapolis Colts.
And it seems like they just take turns on who's going to be the featured guy during the drive. In the beginning of the game, it was Edgerrin James on the ground. We've seen Marvin Harrison. On this drive, it's been Ken Dilger. He's made some huge catches, and there's another big guy getting downfield. Kerry Joseph paying the 50 cents and taking a ride down to the 7-yard line.
Inside the 7, both offenses have buzzsawed each other's defense today. From the 7, first and goal. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. James the call, following the block of his center, Jeff Saturday, and flies his way inside the 5 for a gain of 3 to the 4. Champ Brown, Cortez Kennedy buying on the stop.
And boy, the offensive line has really responded to that challenge. We talked about everybody being involved in the running game, but it really starts with the guys up front. And they were talked about not being physical enough. And these guys are playing physical right now. You see Steve McKinney and Jeff Saturday just moving people off the line of scrimmage. And that's what you have to do as an offensive lineman. You've got to reestablish that line of scrimmage, give your back an opportunity to make some moves before he makes first contact.
Second and goal at the 3. It's 10-7 Colts. Seattle missed a field goal. Otherwise, we'd be tied at 10. James, nice block by Tarek Glenn, an easy 3-yard touchdown run. The second for James today, with Glenn pushing a defender out of the way and a massive hole for James to go through.
I just can't tell you how different they look than they did last weekend. I mean, they are just reestablishing the line. There's Tarek Glenn. He just manhandling Chad Brown. Everybody. Jeff Saturday with Anthony Simmons 5 yards deep into the end zone. I mean, they have really taken to heart what they were challenged by this week.
Vanderjagt will try the extra point with the hold from punter Hunter Smith, who is not punting today. Both offenses have looked spectacular. Edgerrin James close to 100 yards coming off of this run right here of 3 yards, and the Colts annex their lead. Edgerrin James came into today as the 7th leading rusher in the National Football League. He's already scored 2 touchdowns. He's got 95 yards on the ground, and he caps a 6-play, 57-yard drive, just over 3 minutes on the clock. Ken Dilger was huge on that drive, the tight end, with 2 catches. I
don't know how you defend the Indianapolis Colts offense. I mean, there's too many weapons. They can beat you in so many ways that you really have to just pick.
Danny Kite, the kickoff, and picked up by Fabian Bones inside the 5-yard line. The ex-receiver for the Chicago Bears was brought down by Tony Blevins right around the 40-yard line. That's a return of 37 yards. The kickoff returns by both teams today have been terrific. We're in Seattle at 17-7, the Colts.
Now this is the fierce snake, the most venomous snake in the world. One bite from him, and
Jeff Saturday, who was instrumental on that last touchdown run by Edgerrin James.
And Edgerrin James, his name will be in the paper tomorrow for the rushing touchdown, but the guys up front, Tarek Glenn, Steve McKinney, Jeff Saturday, just doing a great job of moving people off the line of scrimmage.
Now let's see how Seattle responds from the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. The rookie Sean Alexander wrapped up by Mike Peterson with little room to roll. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Let's go back and take a look at this touchdown. Here comes Jeff Saturday down, then back on to Anthony Simmons. Steve McKinney shoring up here. Tart Glenn will take Chad Brown right out of your picture, and Edgerrin James is coming right at you. Jeff Saturday, just a great job, and here comes Edgerrin James right through that hole. What a nice job by those three working in conjunction together.
He's just a first-year starter, second-year player out of North Carolina. Second down and 10 yards to go for Heward at his 41. The pitch out to Alexander. Gets a block from Jones. Out of bounds at about the 47-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, they imploded the Kingdome, where there was a pretty good record last year. This year in Husky Stadium, as their new stadium won't open until 2002, right next to Safeco Field, they are not playing as well.
And there was your big difference right there. +6 last season, -9 this year. A difference of 15 in the turnover ratio. That is not going to help you win football games.
Third down, short 4, shy of the 47. Blitz is on. Heward is swarmed and brought down by Marcus Washington, the rookie. He had his first career sack last week. He picks up a sack right there, and that forces Seattle into 4th down. They got a punt.
And we find you can see everybody coming. Here comes Jason Belzer in the middle. He's going to be the guy that really gets the pressure on him, forces Brock to step up. And there comes Mike Peterson's inside, and Marcus Washington kind of gets to sweep everything up after they do all the hard work.
Jeff Feagles will punt. Terrence Wilkins is deep back. He is a good one. Inside the 35. Veteran Feagles will boot it. Wobbly, and it'll be fair caught on the fly at about the 23, 24-yard line. 31-yard punt by Feagles. More instruction for the young quarterback, Hewitt.
Imagine a world where coffee breaks last all day. And where your cup is always full.
Thank you.
It's where the coffee world meets the cyber world, and you can be there with the new Smart Visa cards with remarkable chip technology. And at the Web Shack Cafe in London, you can buy your coffee with Visa, but not American Express, not even Blue. Learn more at Visa.com.
Caldo, calduccio, caldissimo. Aspetta,
Wouldn't it be great if you could buy anything, anywhere, with your cell phone? Wireless e-business, coming.
17-7 Colts over the Seahawks. And guys, I've got a question for you. Where's Chad Brown, Cortez Kennedy, Michael Sinclair, the defensive millionaires for Seattle? They have not stood up. We'll see if they make a play on this drive back upstairs.
They've been absent, haven't they?
They really haven't. It's one of Steve Sidwell's big concerns all year long. They're not getting any pressure with their front.
Outside the 24, 1st and 10, Edgerrin James following a McKinney block and finally wrapped around the ankles after a gain of 5 by Cortez Kennedy.
Interesting to see the Indianapolis Colts still staying with Jim Finn as kind of a mix-up for the Seattle Seahawks defense. They don't use him a lot. They usually use Marcus Pollard as the H-back, motion him into the backfield, let him be the leading blocker. But you know how important those fullbacks are for an offense, and I think that was what they needed to get kick-started today.
Second down and 5 from the 29-yard line. Colts lead it by 10. And a good block by James buys him some time, and across the middle, 5'8" receiver Terrence Wilkins. He got by Williams. It was left by Springs. The ball is free. I don't know if the whistle was blown or not, and it was not. And it's recovered by Seattle. That's the first turnover today. Williams jumps on it after the fumble by wide receiver Terrence Wilkins.
Jim Mora having a discussion with the referees. I don't think he likes the call. It'll be interesting to see if he challenges this. Peyton Manning delivers underneath to Terrence Wilkins. He starts to run away. There goes Willie Williams trying to make the strip early on. He's got that ball a little bit loose. He was never down. His knee never came to the ground. He was on Sean Springs.
On the fumble, great beginning field position for Seattle from the 34. And a block on the play will send Alexander down to the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 7.
Now, I want you to watch. Terrence Wilkins will stay on top of Sean Springs the entire time. You can see right there, his knee never came in contact with the ground. He was actually on top of Sean Springs. Good heads-up play by Willie Williams getting on that football.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 3 at the 27 of the Colts. Turnovers killed Indianapolis last week in Foxborough. And a quick throw, punt by Dawkins inside the 19-yard line. Finally grabbed by linebacker Rob Morris. He's got a 1st down. And the gain in the play of 5. Let's send it off to Jim Nance.
All right, we're going to take it to the Mile High City, where Ryan Greasy continues to put up some unbelievable numbers. Touchdown pass to Rod Smith. Greasy now 12 touchdowns, only 1 pick the whole season. Let's go back now to Kevin and Darryl.
All right, thank you, Jim. Denver's averaging the most points of any team in the AFC, about 25 points a game. And remember, Greasy is not 100%. Bad shoulder and all. Inside the 19, it's 1st down and 10. Heward, a block from Wedderburn. The pass is low and uncatchable for tight end Atula Mealy. Oh, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And boy, did he miss an open Atula Mealy. He came open immediately, and he was waving at Brock to get him the ball. He got there a little bit late, and it was a little bit short, but he popped open immediately. You can see the ball coming right there. He's been waiting for that for about 3 seconds, and it comes up a little bit short at the end. Oh, his eyes must have been the size of saucers.
Seattle today again operating with the rookie right tackle. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. The good numbers on Heward inside the 19 of Indianapolis. Heward throws a pass, and it's caught by running back Ricky Waters. Ushered out of bounds by Cornelius Bennett. He is near the 9 and close to a Seattle 1st down.
And one of the interesting things that we found out about Seattle is they change their their red zone package every week. They'll come in and really tinker with the red zone, with their 3rd down packages, really do a lot of different things, which you would think would affect them right here. Ricky Waters matched up against Cornelius Bennett. We talked at the top. This is going to be a game of matchups, and you'd love to get a running back like Ricky Waters in man coverage against the linebacker.
Waters does pick up the 1st down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line of the Colts for young Brock Heward. And off to Waters. Trying to pick his way inside. Not a whole lot of room there. Picking up a meager yard on the play before Chad Cota, the safety, who hits like a linebacker, came in and delivered the blow.
He's a very physical secondary player. He'll come up and put a lot of hit on you. But the play right there made by Rob Morris, the young linebacker, finally getting a little bit of action today. He stuffed Mac Brown in the hole.
Winding our way down to the 2-minute warning here in the 1st half, and the Seahawks will take it there. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Edgerrin James has scored 2 touchdowns on the ground for the Colts. Seattle scored an 8-yard touchdown because Terrence Wilkins, on a reception from Peyton Manning, fumbled the ball.
And Mike Holmgren has talked to his football team about creating turnovers. They haven't gotten a lot of short fields. They've been forced to drive the length of the field to get their points. This time, they get the ball 1st and 10 at the Indianapolis 34. That's what he wants to see his defense do a lot more of.
2nd down and goal at the 7 for Brock Heward. The Seattle native outside the 7-yard line of the Colts. Here comes the rush, and the pass is caught for a touchdown by tight end Atula Mealy. And Heward throws his 2nd touchdown of the day.
Atula Mealy had an opportunity to score one earlier on this drive, and Brock couldn't get him the ball. That time he finds and delivers, so he still ends up getting that touchdown.
2nd touchdown pass today by the 29th ranked offense in the NFL. Ryan Lindell gets it up and in, and so Seattle cashes in on the Indianapolis fumble. They exploit it. 17-14 Colts. Report from our CBS studios in New York. Kevin Harlan, Darryl Johnston, Beasley Reese at Husky Stadium. Atula Mealy just caught the touchdown pass for Seattle after the Terrence Wilkins fumble. Mealy's 3rd touchdown reception of the season. He's not even the starter. That's going to Christian Fourier, but Mealy seeing a lot of time today at the tight end position. Peyton Williams and Jerome Pethan are deep back and awaiting the kickoff. And this will be grabbed by the rookie Peyton Williams, running up the middle, then grabbed by Reggie Tongue and James Logan, 56. He takes it up to about the 28-yard line. And Friday on CBS, Tim Daly and Michael T. Williamson star in the new hit drama critics call a lean action machine. Don't miss The Fugitive, an all-new episode Friday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS. What can the Colts do with 1:51 to play in the half and 3 timeouts in their pocket?
Well, they executed against the Buffalo Bills to win a game 2 weeks ago, but looked very poor in the hurry-up situations last week against New England, trying to get back into that football game.
Shy of the 29, 1st and 10, handoff goes to James. Massive hole, and finally brought down in the secondary by Tongue and by the linebacker Simmons. After a gain of 14, he's well over 100 yards rushing today.
And I know this sounds very obvious, but the key to a successful 2-minute situation is getting that first down and getting some momentum.
Shy of the 44, 1st and 10 for Manning. Fires again, caught by Dilger, his 4th reception on the day. He is tackled by Joseph and Springs. It's a gain of 8, setting up 2nd down and 2. And again, Manning has all 3 of his timeouts remaining. Inside the Seattle 48. 2nd down and 1. James running outside, a good block by Harrison, finally tackled after getting the first down inside the 45 by Chad Brown. And a timeout, the first taken by the Colts.
And I just like the composure that Peyton Manning has in this situation. That's why I was very surprised last week when they were trying to get back into that New England game that they kind of lost their composure a little bit. I think that they got frustrated by the New England defense, which you can see on this drive right here that he has complete control of this offensive unit. He's directing people around. He's going to his different plays. He's been very impressive.
Monday on CBS begins with an all-new King of Queens, followed by Yesteryear, Everybody Loves Raymond, Becker, and Family Law. It's all here tomorrow night, Monday on CBS. Manning trying to shake off the effects of a tough week last week. His offense has only coughed it up once today, but he threw 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns against the Bill Belichick defense of New England a week ago. Inside the 45, it's a 1st and 10 for Peyton Manning. He has deployed 3 wide receivers. Down at the line of scrimmage by Lamar King on a quick slant intended for Terrence Wilkins. King, Mike Holmgren told us yesterday, his very best defensive lineman.
And that's a pretty big statement when you talk about guys like Cortez Kennedy and Michael Sinclair. He's going to be right down here in the bottom of your screen, but what you're going to see is everybody coming up into the middle right here, bringing pressure in the 2-minute situation. He knows he's not going to get there. He stops and jumps up right in the throwing lane. Very heads-up play by Lamar King.
Last year's #1 pick by Holmgren. 2nd down and 10 inside the 45. 4 receivers this time. Good block by Dilger. The pass outside, incomplete. Whistles out of the reach of Marvin Harrison. Coverage applied by Sean Springs. And now with a minute to play and 2 timeouts remaining for the Colts, and Seattle with all 3, it'll be 3rd and 10 upcoming.
And as efficient as they looked on the first few plays of this 2-minute drive, they have looked very out of sync the last couple. They've left themselves in a 3rd and 10 situation. There's a minute left on the clock. It'll be interesting to see if they don't convert here. Will Mike Holmgren go ahead and see if he can get Brock Huard involved in the same situation?
4 down conversions today for the Colts. 3rd down and 10 inside the Seattle 45. Shotgun snap, plenty of time. The throw is caught. Reeled in, spectacular catch made by Harrison. He picks up 21 yards. He's down to the 20-yard line of Seattle. A big catch on 3rd down and 10.
And how frustrating is this for Steve Sidwell? He elects to go with just a 3-man pass rush, drop 8 guys back into coverage. You don't get the pressure on the quarterback, but you're hoping that they got everybody covered in the secondary. You'll see right here, they look like they're going to blitz with 51 and 28, but they back out. They're rushing 4 guys. They've got 7 guys back in coverage. Marvin Harrison finds that spot down the seam. Peyton Manning with an excellent throw into a tight area.
Colts took another timeout, so they have 1 remaining. Harrison had 13 catches last week, He's got 4 today. He came in as the number 4 wide receiver in terms of receptions in the NFL.
And again, I will keep going back and talking about this, but they have got so many weapons on this Indianapolis offense. I really don't know which guy to defend. You pointed out you can't double everybody out there on the football field.
20-yard line with 52 seconds to play in the first half. First down and 10. Simmons looks like he made blitz. Now he backs up a bit. The fake to James, a great fake it is, into the end zone, high and incomplete for Marvin Harrison. He had Springs on one side, Bellamy on the other, a thicket of Seattle defenders. Incomplete pass.
Marvin Harrison right here as he goes down the field. The one thing about this, you're only on the 21-yard line. You're going out for a long play action fake. I don't think they had enough room to throw that play. I think they needed to be back more on the 30-yard line to try and get that pass completed in bounds.
These are 2 guys that play catch basically every day of the year. I mean, even in the offseason, the cold of winter.
Their offseason work habits are, to me, are second to none as a football team. You hear the stories and read about them. They don't only work hard in season, but they work hard out of season.
Second down 10 from the 20. Manning with the rush coming on from Brown is brought down. Chad Brown got one side, Sinclair got the other, and they combine on the tackle of Peyton Manning with the loss back to the 21. It is a sack. Now 3rd and 11. Clock is ticking down, 35 seconds. Colts have a timeout. High snap by Saturday. Manning wobbly throw to the end zone, incomplete for Terrence Wilkins. Covered by Willie Williams. 27 seconds remaining. It's 4th down, and Seattle's defense holds again the Colts out of the end zone. Deja vu to last week when in New England they were 4 times in the red zone, got a touchdown just 1 trip.
And it's got to get to be frustrating. You start to wonder if you're going to be able to get down in there and execute. And that's what Peyton Manning talked about. It was all execution. They had communication breakdowns and protection. They had penalties. You can't beat yourself when you get into the red zone.
39-yard try by Vanderjack, one of the best in the business. The hold by the punter, Smith. And the center by Justin Snow, a rookie free agent, up and through the uprights, and Mora extends his lead with 23 seconds remaining. Good-looking drive engineered by Manning, but he could not find 6.
Travis? We're here for a toaster.
Big on taste, but low on cash? Check out the new 99-cent BK Cravers menu at Burger King. 8 tasty choices at an incredible price, like the Slammin' Bullseye Barbecue Deluxe or some tasty mozzarella sticks. Just 99 cents every day at Burger King, where you can get great tasting food.
Yes, a refugee wants her freedom, but the Navy wants her back in Cuba when a rogue captain defies the order. Can an international incident be stopped? An all-new Jag Tuesday on CBS. There's Danny Kite, ready to kick off to Fabian Bones, who you see right there. Former Chicago Bear wide receiver, and Charlie Rogers. Rogers is a good return man, but he is prone to fumble. As you see him right there, a second-year wide receiver, running back, return man out of Georgia Tech. 23 seconds remain. Seattle has all 3 of their timeouts, and the Colts have 1 left on the board. Kickoff by Kite. Picked up by Rogers on the fly, 15-yard line, and grabbed by Brant Scioli. And then slippery is Rogers, who finally trudges his way upfield to the 36, a gain of 22. Thoughts of last week to Foxborough with about the same amount of time remaining. And after a return of 39 yards by Tony Simmons, the Hail Mary pass caught by Simmons. Thrown by Bishop, his first NFL pass. And more obviously wondering about that as he watches his defense take the field again with 17 seconds before halftime here. Number 36 for Brock Hewitt. He's thrown 2 touchdowns today. 1st and 10. Moving up nicely in the pocket as he's grabbed by Josh Williams and throws a pass which is caught by rookie receiver James Williams. It's a gain of 17 yards to the Colt 47-yard line.
What a strong arm Brock Hewitt has. He's throwing this from the opposite hash on a 15-yard out route to the wide side of the field, and he makes it look effortless. And one thing you cannot do in this situation is allow the receiver to catch the ball with the ability to get out of bounds and stop the clock. You have to take away the outside, force the receivers to catch balls inside and stay in bounds.
4 wide receivers outside the 47. 10 seconds to play in the half. 1 timeout remaining. Great time for Hewitt. Fires a pass again, and it's caught. James Williams again on the sideline. First down pickup. 33-yard line of the Colts. A gain of 14 yards. Clock at 5 seconds. Seahawks stop it there with the out-of-bounds play and a timeout remaining. And they're going to try for 3. They're going to get their points if they can with 5 seconds left. So Hewitt did his job.
He gives them the opportunity to kick the field goal. I don't know. After what happened last week, I think I might take a shot at the Hail Mary again. I would make Indianapolis prove to me that they have learned something from last week and can defend that football play.
Well, it would take too much time to get that off. So I guess the decision now with 5 seconds remaining, can you get the ball in the end zone quick enough? I doubt it with 5 seconds. Or do you try for the 3, which they'll have their rookie free agent kicker Ryan Lindell, who has already missed a field goal try today from 21 yards away. So we'll see what they decide as Lindell warms up. And Friday on CBS, catch the #1 show of the season and experience a side of crime solving you've never seen. Crime Scene Investigation, CSI. It's after The Fugitive Friday on CBS. So let's backtrack here just a bit. Is Holmgren right, trying for 3 here, or would you try a shot to the end zone?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell which way the wind's coming. This is going to be a 51-yard field goal. Indianapolis got beat on a Hail Mary last week. I would throw it into the end zone. You know, Brock's got a strong arm. He's going to be able to hold that ball, throw it up high, just like Michael Bishop did last weekend. I think, to me right now, the odds are that Ryan Lindell doesn't make this field goal. I mean, this is asking a lot in this situation, especially when he missed the short one earlier. That is going to be in the back of his mind.
But surely, Darrell, the Colts would be ready for another Hail Mary pass. I mean, I can't believe that they would be stung by that 2 consecutive weeks. And with the odds not in favor of the Seahawks, probably trying for 3 isn't a bad idea.
I'd make him prove it to me. Yeah. I know the odds are against it the first time he tried. Right. I mean, I didn't expect him to do it last week in New England. So to be able to have that happen to him twice in one game, you know, the odds are up even more than that. But hey, you know, to me, this, you know, you've had an efficient drive. You know, I don't know. I say throw it up.
Well, this kid has never kicked anything over 42 yards in the NFL. This is a 51-yard try. And the kick will not. Well, hold on. Oh, goodness. That had unbelievable movement from outside the upright and then curved on in. And so the gamble works for Seattle coach Mike Holmgren and his rookie free agent Ryan Lindell. The 3rd kicker that Seattle has had this year, from Todd Peterson to Chris Hefner to this kid from local Vancouver, Washington.
And if you're a golf fan, that's got a nice little draw on it, coming right back into the middle of the fairway.
That is super.
I guess if somebody's looking for a coach, don't hire me. They're going to have to hire you, Kevin, because I'd be getting second-guessed in the media with that Hail Mary.
A career-long 51-yard field goal by Ryan Lindell, who is in Dallas's preseason camp and cut downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thank you. I'm with Cornelius Bennett. Cornelius said several points in the first half. Looked like you were going to take over this game. Now you got a 3-point football game.
Oh, that's a dogfight, and we knew that coming into the football game. We've been struggling a little bit, and hopefully we can go in at halftime and correct things.
Now, what kind of things do you think you need to correct defensively?
Well, I see we've made a few mental mistakes on stunts, and I thought our coverage been pretty good. He threw that one long bomb early on to Sean Dawkins. Was a great play by them, but we just got to tighten up the notches here.
All right, thank you for stopping. Back upstairs, Kevin.
Edgerrin James, 118 yards rushing. The Colts scoring on 4 of their first half possessions. That's the end of the first half with this. Look at the offense, both sides, outstanding. Defensively, it's been a different story.
I think the game's going to come down to what defense can stop the opposition's offense. Right now, they're not able to do anything on the defensive side of the ball on either team.
All right, let's head downstairs to Beasley Reese.
I'm with Coach Holmgren. Coach, your team hung in there in the first half. You got to be proud of that.
Yeah, I think we moved the ball pretty well. We missed a chip shot field goal, which hurt. I like the way they battled back. We haven't done a great job of stopping them yet. Hopefully the second half will be better.
Now, what was the overall theme, you know, that speech that you give when you were bringing them back out?
Well, you know what? We're in this football game. This is anybody's football game, and I like the way they battle back. And sometimes when you persevere, it works out good for you.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Back upstairs.
All right, Beasley, thank you very much. And through 30 minutes of football, here are some of our numbers.
And you look at the big difference right there, the rushing yards, and that's something that the Indianapolis Colts really pushed on their players during the practice week. We've got to come out. We've got to establish that run. That opens up their entire offense. Other than that, you know, you can see the balance of the game going along. Total yards, you know, Indianapolis with a little bit of a lead, but the big thing is that turnover by Terrence Wilkins that gave Seattle the short field to get in and get a touchdown.
And the two quarterbacks today, both 24 years of age. Peyton Manning for the Colts, Brock Huard for Seattle. Good numbers both ways.
Excellent numbers both ways right now, and I think Brock Huard, you know, being the guy making his second start, really surprising people. And to me, the big thing that happened in that first half was that long pass that he hit to Sean Dawkins down the sideline. It was a well-run route. It was an excellent throw by Brock Huard, and that is the one thing that everybody has been waiting for Seattle to do, to stretch the field vertically in their passing game. And that was the reason that Brock Huard became the starter last week, and he took advantage of that. And there's Edgerrin James right there, the workhorse for the Indianapolis Colts. An unbelievable job running the football. I'm still waiting for him to get involved in the passing game. I still want to see Indianapolis break their formation, empty the backfield, and create that mismatch with Edgerrin James catching the ball coming off the slot or coming from out wide.
It's an important game for the Indianapolis Colts. Miami is idle at 5-1. The Jets are 4-1, but winning by 14 points in Foxborough. An important early season game for the Colts. Andy Kite will kick it off. And Charlie Rogers will take it 2 yards deep in the end zone. And out he comes. A block by Bones. A screen for Rogers. Breaks a tackle. The punter to beat. That's Kite. It's a foot race. Rogers down the sideline, and Kite gets him from behind. Spectacular return by Charlie Rogers, 81 yards, and he gives outstanding beginning field position to the Seattle Seahawks.
And Mike Holmgren talked to us about not having any big plays by the defense, creating turnovers and special teams. You can see right there, they have the coverage pinching in, but Charlie Rogers beats him to the point. He gets outside. This is actually a very good job by Danny Kite, preventing him from getting into the end zone. We'll put him on the 21-yard line. We'll see if we can hold him to a field goal.
So Rogers, who is one of the best kickoff men and return men in the National Football League a season ago, and has had a handful of problems, including fumbling the ball, has a career-long 81-yard kickoff return.
And we kind of joked about this at the end of the first half when we got into 2-minute situations, but neither team playing defense very well, but also neither team has really done a good job of covering kicks. Both teams able to have great field position in that first half coming off their kickoff returns.
Just outside the 21-yard line of the Colts. First play in the second half. Fumble by Ricky Waters. Retrieved by Cornelius Bennett. So now both teams have turned the ball over once, and the Colts will begin it on their 24. First and 10. It wipes out what was a great kickoff return by Rogers and the fumble by Ricky Waters.
And this is the first fumble recovery by the Indianapolis Colts all season. Ricky Waters just stripped. Nice job by Josh Williams. He comes in, pulls the arms down. You can see right there, rips it through. Cornelius Bennett on the job to get the ball, but just the momentum just drained, absolutely drained from Seattle. They had the crowd back into it on the long kickoff return. What a huge play by the Indianapolis defense, and that's what we talked about starting this second half. Which defense would step up against the opposition's offense?
Like you said, the first fumble recovery by the Colts all season long, 24-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Handoff, Edgerrin James finds a hole and slithers through before he is brought down after a gain of 8 yards on the play by Riddick Parker. And he is out to the 32-yard line.
And here comes Marcus Pollard. A nice job. You're going to see him. He's just right here on your screen. He's going to be your lead blocker on George Kuntz. He's the guy that gets everybody out of the way. Comes in, drops that shoulder, gets him turned. He gives Edgerrin James that clear running lane.
James, 126 yards today, second down and 2 at the 32. Pollard in the backfield of James, another lead block, but he cuts outside this time before Jay Bellamy brings him down near the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and they'll move the chains for a first down.
And we've seen Peyton Manning come up to the line of scrimmage and audible about 5 times up until this point in this football game. 4 out of those 5 audibles have been running plays. So he's seeing something in that defensive front. We've been looking at it, trying to find out what's tipping him off. But he likes to go with a run audible today as opposed to the traditional passing audible.
2 first-half rushing touchdowns by James on the 39. 1st and 10. Blocked by Glenn. His defender falls. That gives time for Manning, who takes a swipe at Wilkins across the middle, close to a first down, up near the 48-yard line on a gain of 9 as we send it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
That was Cornelius Bennett's 26th career fumble recovery. He just passed Dick Butkus. He's 3rd all-time in the NFL behind Ricky Jackson. Jim Marshall is number 1. Back upstairs.
Not bad for Bennett, 35 years of age, led the team in tackles a season ago. 2nd down and 1. Outside the 48. Manning has such command, doesn't he, at the line of scrimmage? Hand off to James, breaks a tackle of Chad Brown. Finally brought down. The ball may have been loose by Kerry Joseph. James reels it in, a gain of 11. Another first down by the Indianapolis Colts. Jets on top by 14 points just into the 3rd quarter in Foxborough. Denver, no surprise there. Oakland won today at Kansas City, so Denver needs a win. And Green Bay on top of San Francisco, a battle of 2 and 4 ball clubs. Philadelphia trying to get above 500, shutting out Arizona. And other scores today in the NFL, including a Redskin win at Baltimore. Inside the 41, first down and 10. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and James in the backfield. What more could you want? Great fake. Deceptive move by Manning. Throws wide across the way. Dropped incomplete for Wilkins. Blanket coverage on the play by Willie Williams. Wilkins drops it. It'll be 2nd down and 10. First half possessions, not bad at all. Though they had to settle field goals here and here. And that was kind of a carryover from last week in Foxborough.
And then, of course, the fumble that you had that gave the touchdown to the Seattle Seahawks. But getting that play right back at the start of this first half, getting a fumble of their own for the first time.
2nd down and 10 inside the 41. Pollard is on the move. James at the side of Manning in the shotgun formation. James the call. Played by George Kuntz, the ex-Green Bay Packer, came through and throws him for a little gain, maybe a half yard.
And that's the first time that they've had an opportunity to get a hit on Edgerrin James in the backfield. Up until this point in the football game, the offensive line had done a very good job of reestablishing that line of scrimmage, allowing him to get downfield before anybody made contact with him. George Kuntz breaking through the line right there to take him down at the line of scrimmage.
Now 3rd down, a long 9 inside the 41-yard line near the 40. 3 wide receivers for Manning. Time for Manning going across the middle, caught by Wilkins, grabbed on the play by cornerback Sean Springs, but shy of a first down. He was tackled at the 34. He had to get inside the 31. And now what do you do if you're the Colts?
This is a big decision right here because it's going to be a long field goal attempt if you elect to go that way. They have one of the best in the NFL. But, you know, really ineffective to do the punt. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to elect not even to go for the field goal.
Would you?
I was already had the bad call at the end of the first half. I'd have been fired by now.
4th down and 3 inside the 34. Are they bringing the blitz?
They've got everybody walked up.
Manning is ready to pass. Caught for a first down at the 27-yard line by Terrence Wilkins. Almost uncovered. Gain of 6 on the play on 4th and 3.
It's just a great job of protection. You talked about everybody walking up into the middle. Terrence Wilkins, he's making eye contact with Peyton the entire time as he comes off the ball, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Whether he wanted to hitch, great communication, eye contact by quarterback and wide receiver in a very critical 4th down situation.
Wilkins continues to emerge, the former undrafted free agent out of Virginia. 9th play of the drive after the Seattle fumble at the Colt 23-yard line. That's a handoff to James, who sidesteps his way by Chad Brown, then is wrapped up by the 4th leading tackler in the NFL, Anthony Simmons. The gain is just outside the 22, a gain of 5.
And Anthony Simmons really has become the playmaker on that Seattle Seahawks defense. Beasley talked about Cortez Kennedy and Michael Sinclair and Chad Brown. But up until this point in the season, it's been Anthony Simmons who's been that big leader on the defense, making all those big plays.
spotted at the 23, where it's 2nd down and 5. 2 tight ends again. The handoff to James. Great block by Dilger. Cortez Kennedy then wraps up James at about the 17-yard line, but good for a 1st down. Dilger, the tight end, after that gain of 6 by James, spun around and sealed off that side so well.
And you talk about Ken Dilger and Marcus Pollard in the passing game, but both excellent blockers at the tight end position. And you can see again, watch Edgerrin at the finish of the run. He just does such a great job. He's always going forward. There's Ken Dilger right there. As you can see, he's turned the line of scrimmage. He's already sealed that end. He gives Edgerrin the opportunity to get out on the perimeter.
James has a career-high 156 yards rushing from the 17, 1st and 10. Manning got a block from McKinney. Throws a pass to Dilger. Touchdown, but a flag is down. A flag is down at the 18 as it stands now. A 17-yard grab in the end zone by Ken Dilger.
Offside. Defense, number 96. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
We talked about Ken Dilger on the play before and the blocking on the running play, and now he gets his number called in the passing play. A post route, he's double covered. He's got Anthony Simmons underneath, and he's got Jay Bellamy coming over top. You'll see him come back in the middle of your screen. He does a nice job of creating separation from Anthony Simmons to give Peyton Manning that throwing lane to get that ball in, because that was double coverage. He had a man underneath and a man over top, a nice route, and a great execution by Peyton Manning.
So Manning throws the touchdown pass. Here's the Vanderjack extra point. Smith will have the hold. And Ken Dilger gets the touchdown reception. But go back how this half began after the big kickoff return by Seattle, then their fumble.
I love the way you've decorated in here.
Fumbled after Seattle had returned the second half opening kickoff 81 yards. And then 11 plays later, Ken Dilger caught a touchdown pass of 17 yards from Peyton Manning. And the subsequent kickoff back at the 5-yard line, Charlie Rogers. And looking for a seam and finally brought down on the play Rob Morris, who is a rookie linebacker out of BYU. And the number 1 pick. So Ricky Waters looking for revenge. His team down by 10.
Honey! Sweetie! Come with me.
Watch this.
Woo!
What do I want the internet to be? I want it to be like Frank here. He really knows customers. Package Frank. Put him together with the internet. Now you've got something. You know, I just wanted doing e-business with us to be more human.
Today, Nortel Networks is combining the power of the new high-performance internet with the tools your business needs to deliver stronger, more Frank-like e-business solutions.
Come together right now over me.
That's my chalupa.
That's my chalupa. That's my chalupa. That's my chalupa.
That's my chalupa.
My chalupa!
Everybody's got their chalupa. Some hunger for the Baja with zesty pepper jack sauce and fiesta salsa.
I would not want to be in that water right now.
He's got something in his mouth, too. From the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Seattle trailing 27-17. We're mid-stages of the 3rd quarter. Play action by Hewitt, who had a brilliant first half. Wide open. It's his rookie wide receiver, Darrell Jackson. Chad Cota brings him down near midfield, 49-yard line, gain of 23 on the first play of this drive and the second offensive play of the second half for Seattle. Their first one was a fumble by Ricky Waters. So now Seattle's got to make up some lost ground.
You see right here, Ricky Waters getting the ball, but watch as you come into the backside of the screen. Josh Williams coming from your right. He strips him of the ball, and I think we should give Cornelius 2 here because he's got it, and then he dropped it, and then picked it up again. So he might have moved up a little bit farther on that list.
And that came after an 81-yard kickoff return up to the 49. 1st and 10 for Hewitt. Hand off to the aforementioned Ricky Waters, who Plows down to the 46, a gain of 4 on the play, and tackled by Bernard Holsey.
A veteran running back like Ricky Waters, who's accomplished the things that he has done in his career. It's not real important to get it back, but a young guy, you want to give him that football back, let him carry it again, let him reestablish his confidence. But Ricky Waters, you know, he knows what he's all about. He knows that happens if you're going to carry the ball that much. He's a fierce competitor, but he's going to want that ball back to make amends for that fumble on that last drive.
Jets had a sizable lead on New England. 2nd down and 6 from the 47. Darrell Jackson on the move. Heward to the sideline looking for Dawkins. He's had a big day, and he's close to a first down at the 41-yard line. Macklin on the coverage. Give him the first down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 7. Earlier in the game, he had a 40-yard reception, which set up a touchdown for Seattle. His 4th catch today, and 88 yards through the air.
And this shows you the strength of Brock Heward's arm again, throwing from that opposite hash, and this one on a quick out. Unbelievable, the arm strength that Brock Heward has. I think that is the difference. That was one of the separating factors between him and John Kittle.
Heward was a 3rd-round pick in that great quarterback class of a season ago. Great numbers now, 40-yard line. Play action fake on 1st and 10. Pocket crumbling. He's hit and sacked. Bratsky is on top of him, but Josh Williams, 96, the rookie from Michigan, hit him first, knocked him dizzy, and the 2nd sack registered today by the Colts defense.
And there's Josh Williams right there, and he's taking advantage of that opportunity to start for Bernard Whittington. Now, the thing here, this is play action, but what Seattle does, they've only got 1 receiver downfield in the route. Now, the Indianapolis Colts, they see the play action, they cover that guy. Brock Heward has nowhere to go, and none of his safety valves got out. Sean Alexander and Ricky Waters did not get out and give an opportunity to come down off the progression on that play.
Williams making his first career start today. 2nd down, 13 at the 43. Hill, the tight end, on the move. McIntosh, the rookie right tackle, with the big block. The 3rd time for Heward, and the pass incomplete for tight end Atula Mealy. He caught a touchdown pass back in the 1st half.
It'd be interesting to see if there was maybe some footsteps involved right here, but Atula Mealy gets the clean release off the line of scrimmage. He just running a seam route right up the seam. Here comes Chad Cota. Maybe a little bit of a short arm there.
You can't help but hear footsteps.
You hope that your quarterback doesn't put you in the position where you're kind of left out to hang a little bit. On that one, Chad Cota had the bullseye put between the 8 and the 9 on Atula.
3rd and 13, 43-yard line of the Colts. Heward blitzes on by Burris. Heward can't get away. Burris did it last week to Drew Bledsoe. He does it this week to Brock Heward. And a loss of 11 on the play, and the Seahawks have got to punt it away.
You know, he's going to be coming from the outside right of your screen, or outside left of your screen. He's just coming off the slot receiver. Brock Heward has got to be able to see that coming. They will rotate a safety over the top to show it. Here he comes into the right side of your screen. Brock's just got to do a better job of recognizing that in his pre-snap reads.
Jeff Beagles will punt, but they blow that ball dead before it had a chance to get going. You should take a look at Dick Hantak.
Timeout, Indianapolis. Their first timeout.
Hantak's crew was the only crew where every member went to the postseason. One of the best crews in the NFL. And Hantak, one of the best referees. And a timeout on the field. The Colts take it. 27-17, they lead. By the man who snapped the ball, Jean-Philippe Darche. 36-yard punt. Timeout.
Now's the best time to buy the best on earth. Down-to-earth deals at your Honda dealer.
On CBS is sponsored by the world's most popular ATVs, Honda, best on earth. And by American Express. With private payments from American Express, you can shop securely online.
It's the Indianapolis Colts on top of Seattle, 27-17, late stages, 3rd quarter. Kevin Harlan alongside Daryl Johnston, and there was a momentum swing early in this half, which has given it back to the Colts.
A really huge momentum swing. The Seahawks come back, run the opening kickoff all the way back to Indianapolis' 20-yard line. They fumble on the next play. Indianapolis goes all the way down the field for the touchdown. Let's see if they can put it away right here on this drive.
First down and 10, shy of the 25-yard line for Peyton Manning. Right to work on first down. The blitzing linebacker Brown couldn't stop the pass to James. James forced out of bounds by Joseph at about the 23-yard line, a gain of 9 on first down.
And now they're finally starting to get Edgerrin involved in the passing game. You know, we talked about it in the first half, how many different weapons they have. And I think we saw what a great running back he is when he has a football in the rushing part of the offense. But I still think that they're not utilizing him enough in the passing game. And now I know they got a lot of weapons out there in that passing game. But Edgerrin James is going to be able to create a lot of mismatches for your offense.
Jim Finn is the fullback in. 2nd down 1. Changing the play. Outside his own 33. You see a blitz here. It comes from Bellamy. Tries to get him back, but James gets him. But not before. James surges ahead for a 1st down to the 36. And let's send it off to 5th Avenue in our NFL Today studios in Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin, speaking of surging, watch Mike Anderson of the Broncos find the end zone with this run. The Broncos lead by 17. I've got an update for you, too, Kevin. Rob Johnson, Bills quarterback, separated shoulder, out 2 to 4 weeks. Flutie will return next week as the Bills starter. Let's go back to Kevin and Darryl.
Thank you, Jim. Good information. Flutie's got a 21-6 starting record. Johnson was almost near 500. Mike Ditka talked about that in the pregame show today. 1st down after the run by James, 36-yard line. Good block by Glenn. Going deep is Manning. Down the sideline, he's got Harrison, who torches Willie Williams. Harrison with another big catch today. 39 yards down the side to the Seattle 22.
Marvin Harrison just blowing right by Willie Williams. He gives him a little shove with the arm to create that separation, and he's just pulling away from him. And another excellently thrown long ball. We saw Brock here throw one earlier in the game, but here, look at the end of this play right here. Marvin Harrison, but the bad part is Marvin is still down right now. You kind of saw him come up with a little bit of a grimace on his face as he rolled out of the tackle. He's still down on their sideline.
And literally falling off the field. They marked him out at the 25. His 5th catch today, 100 yards from Marvin Harrison. He has had 100 yards or more receiving in 9 of the last 11 games. And this is his 18th career 100-yard performance, the 5th this season. 5 in 6 games, not bad.
It's unbelievable, incredible.
The starter in the Pro Bowl a season ago.
Seems to be getting a little bit more
regularity.
Yeah, and that stride as he goes back. Thank you for that regularity.
Yeah, it's okay. He's great. You can see they had Johnson, Glenn, and Harrison, and then Eric Moulds, who's an outstanding Buffalo Bills wide receiver.
You look at those names right there, and Marvin Harrison, he's the best one of that group, and that's a big statement because those are 4 very good wide receivers right there.
Pathan will take his place at the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10 from the Seahawk 25. It's James with the block from Dilger. And he was upended by Willie Williams after a gain of 4 down near the 20-yard line. Dilger's done everything today. He's caught touchdown passes, and he has blocked, I think, exceptionally well in this offense.
And that one right there, that's against Michael Sinclair, a defensive end. You know, a lot of times you see your tight end, he'll be matched up with that outside linebacker. But right there, that was Michael Sinclair. That should be an advantage to Seattle. Your tight end should not be able to walk your defensive end off the line of scrimmage and push him to the sideline.
2nd down and a short 6 inside the 21. Conventional 4-man rush. Here comes Cochran up the middle, but the pass is caught by Wilkins, who crosses the 15, picks up a 1st down to the 14-yard line, brought down by Chad Brown. Gain of 6 on the play, and get online and see what Pete Carroll had to say in his NFL.com game analysis piece, only on NFL.com. Working on the injured, I guess that's his left ankle, Marvin Harrison. Manning has hit his last 6. He's 17 of 25 throwing. He's got a 1st down at the 14-yard line. Hand off to James, a block by Pollard, a block by his wide receiver Pathan. And he's down to about the 10 on a gain of 5, and the tackle made by George Kuntz. Back to mark him inside the 10.
And that's the key to that. That's a gain of 5, and it didn't look like anything. I mean, it really looked like when that play was run that Seattle had done a good job of defending it. But it's a gain of 5 yards. And it goes back to what Jim Morris said. The wide receivers are downfield blocking. And as you pointed out, the tight ends, Marcus Pollard and also Ken Dilger, just doing a great job.
Marvin Harrison back in the game. It's 2nd down and 5 inside the Seattle 10. Harrison there in the slot. James in the backfield at the side of Peyton Manning. Blitz is on. Here they come. The pass outside. Caught by Tilger. Wrestled down by Jay Bellamy from behind. He picks up 4. He's near the 5 and about a yard shy of a first down.
And here comes one of those real critical third down plays. And when you get into the red zone, it's all about execution, not beating yourself. Last week, Peyton talked about the breakdowns and the blocking assignments. This is one of those real critical third downs that can really help you put this football game away at this stage. Get that 7 points and stop kicking these field goals.
Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator, and Manning spend about as much time together as any offensive coordinator and the quarterback you'll find in the NFL. Third down and 1, shy of the 5. And off to James, a pulling block by Larry Moore, number 50 right there. A gain of 4 on the play. He's inside the 2. It's first and goal to go for the Indianapolis Colts with the tackle made by middle linebacker George Kuntz.
And Edgerrin James is going to be coming right at you. And Seattle has not done a good job of adjusting to whatever it is that Peyton Manning is seeing in their defense. Every time he audibled, it's been a running play except for once. I mean, they've got to change something up. They've got to have something to counter this running game that they're running off the audible.
First and goal at the 2. And the handoff to James, follows the block. He is hit, but he goes in nonetheless for the touchdown. Tarek Glenn was in the end zone with him, and Anthony Simmons tried to grab him at about the 1. This guy's just too strong, too big to stop like that.
You're not going to bring Edgerrin James down, especially down by the goal line. And again, we talked about this earlier. Watch the surge of these guys. Steve McKinney just walking Antonio Cochran back off the line of scrimmage. And they've done this on a regular basis throughout the day. The last play was a 3rd and short. That play is all attitude. This is first and goal at the 2-yard line. This is all attitude. The Indianapolis Colts offensive front has really taken huge strides into changing the way they play in the running game today.
High snap pulled down by Smith. The Vanderjack extra point is up and in. Edgerrin James with 3 rushing touchdowns today. Manning with the touchdown pass. And it's 34-17 Colts.
You know me.
Marvin Harrison has had a big role in this offense, but a career-high day of over 175 yards by Edgerrin James with his 3 rushing touchdowns. 34-17 the Colts. And Danny Kite's kickoff is picked up at the 10-yard line. The reverse to Fabian Bones. Bones takes it across the way. There's a block by Bellamy. He's being chased by the punter and by Rob Morris, and there's a flag down at the 30-yard line. 39-yard return as it stands right now. Bellamy may have been called on the clip. And I don't even know if he needed the block.
And I don't know if he clipped him. Illegal block in the back. I don't even think he did that.
Pete Rodriguez is a special teams coach for Seattle. One of the best in the business, trying to loosen things up here for the Seahawks. With no time remaining on the 3rd quarter clock, by the way, we're all at zeros. We're not zeros. The clock is at 0.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Illegal block in the back during the return. Number 20, 10-yard penalty.
We called it.
It will be first down Seattle. This is the conclusion of the 3rd quarter.
There's Pete Rodriguez, the special teams coach, a little disheartened on that penalty. 34-17 the Colts. In an important early season game for them in the AFC East. We'll go to the 4th quarter and we'll return to Husky Stadium in Seattle right after this message and a word from your local CBS station.
Is it true that pilots who don't get enough sleep fall asleep at the controls of jet airliners?
It happens every day.
60 Minutes tonight.
Becker, Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
Even though Jeep Grand Cherokee is more refined and...
Here in Seattle today, the Colts on top 34-17. James 3 rushing touchdowns from the 15-yard line. Seattle will get it as we begin the 4th quarter here at Husky Stadium. A couple more years here, then they go to their brand new facility in downtown Seattle, and it will be, I'm told, absolutely gorgeous. Kevin Harlan, Daryl Johnston, and Beasley Reese in Seattle. With the threat of rain always here. It's dark and cloudy again today. And in baseball, the Seattle Mariners are playing against the New York Yankees down the road at Safeco Field. So two big sporting events in this great city on this mid-October Sunday afternoon. First down and 10 from the 15. Mealy's in motion, and Hewitt has had a very fine game throwing the ball, as that one blown dead in mid-motion. False start is the initial call.
88 offense. False start simulating the start of a play. 5-yard penalty. First down.
88 is their rookie wide receiver. Let's check in with Jim Nance in 5th Avenue in New York.
All right, Kev. While Edgerrin James has 3 touchdowns, the one you're watching, Curtis Martin has done that for the Jets for the first time as a Jet, in fact. 3 touchdowns. How about New York? 21 up on New England. 100 yards rushing on the day for Martin. Let's go back to Kevin and Darryl.
Thank you, Jim. He's vital. The Jets have won 2 consecutive games at Foxborough. Make it number 3 today. The pitch out to Ricky Williams on 1st and 15. Make it Ricky Waters, and out of bounds he goes after a gain of 3 on the play. I was thinking Ricky Williams. He had a big day for New Orleans today. Curtis Martin, a big day rushing for the New York Jets. Edgerrin James here, a big rushing day for the Indianapolis Colts. So running backs really making a stamp on this 7th week in the National Football League season.
And up until this point, it has been the wide receivers that are making that big stamp. The 100-yard receivers compared to the 100-yard rushers, almost a 2-to-1 ratio up through week 6 last week. So, you know, finally the running backs starting to get the running games turned around. And you talked about Curtis Martin and Ricky Williams, and I think that is really an important part of establishing your offensive system. And you know, I know that you see what St. Louis has done. I think a lot of people are thinking about the passing game, but you want to be balanced, and you want to be able to do a lot of different things in your offense. You better have a good running game.
Well, you say balance. Last week the Colts threw twice as many times as they ran it. They established the run early today, and that has paid huge dividends. Ricky Williams, by the way, at New Orleans, over 130 yards on the ground, career high day, almost 180 rushing yards for Edgerrin James. 2nd down, 12, near the 13, and a block by Pete Kendall buys Brock Hewitt some time, and the pass was intended for James Williams and then dropped after a big hit. Morris, the rookie 94, and the veteran Cornelius Bennett on the scene.
Cornelius Bennett trying to still move up that ladder in fumble recoveries. Chasing Ricky Jackson for 2nd place. Now I want to see. Okay, all right. I thought, you know what? I think he's got possession of that ball with his feet on the ground. It looked like he was looking for something. I was trying to see if
he's going to challenge it. I can see Moore reaching into his. Oh, now he waves it off. He was digging inside his pocket for the red handkerchief, then he waved it off. 3rd down, 12 from the 13-yard line for Brock Hewitt. A good block by Jones. Here comes Bransky, dumps it off. There's a block by Gray, and it goes off for Ricky Waters. A flag is thrown back at the 6-yard line on that screen pass, which right now stands for a gain of 7 yards. But it's against Seattle. Again, this was the least penalized team in the NFL going into last week. Then they had 12 against Carolina, and today
holding.
Seattle has had 5.
Offense number 75. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's the rookie McIntosh, who starts for Mike Holmgren tonight on 60 Minutes. Is it true that pilots who don't get enough sleep fall asleep at the controls of jet airliners? Tonight on 60 Minutes, Touched by an Angel, and then a CBS Sunday night movie, Yesterday's Children. Well, for a group of people like us that have to fly after this game, that is not good news.
You don't want to hear that when you're getting ready to go jump on a red eye.
Here's the punt by Fiegels, a horrible punt. Wilkins was back, and he's just going to back off and let it roll out of bounds at about the Colts 40-yard line. 40-yard punt on the bounce by Jeff Fiegels. Timeout.
My name is Mason, a former Seattle Seahawk. Let's look way up top in the sky. Terry Clark wave at us. Terry Clark is working for us now. He's one of our top cameramen. He actually won an Emmy this year. So you didn't win a Heisman or a Super Bowl, Terry, but you got an Emmy. He's one of the best in the business. Back upstairs.
We're lucky to have him. Thank you very much. That noise you hear is for the baseball game that has the Mariners on top of the Yankees 5-2 in the 5th inning. 34-17 here. Controlled by the Colts from the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10. Colts operating with 2 timeouts. And Edgerrin James brought down by Anthony Simmons after a gain of 3 up to the 43-yard line. Second down.
And it shouldn't be too hard for the Seattle Seahawks defense to figure out what kind of plays they're going to be getting at this stage of the game. They're going to get a heavy dose of Edgerrin James, even though that's pretty much what they've been getting all afternoon. It's going to be a little bit more even in this situation to take some time off of that clock and get out of here with a victory.
A much-needed victory in a very difficult AFC East. Second down, 7 up to the 43-yard line for Peyton Manning. Buffalo had a huge win in the East today in overtime, coming from behind to beat San Diego. Now 0-7. Play action by Manning. Great time to throw. Fires a pass, and it's caught at the 40-yard line of the Seahawks. Marvin Harrison picks up 17 on the play as he beats Sean Springs, the all-pro cornerback. He's now got 6 catches today for 128 yards.
And it's more great play calling by me. You can figure why I'm up here in the booth being a broadcaster, because I have absolutely no coaching skills whatsoever. Peyton Manning running a play action to Edgerrin James and throwing it down the outside to Marvin Harrison. So that's why I'm up here.
Well, you're doing a good job. Inside the 40, first down and 10. Here comes James again and breaks a couple tackles on his way, including that of Cortez Kennedy. Finally, Kerry Joseph got him. A gain of 12 on the play. And yet another Indianapolis first down. They're not giving up.
They are really not. And that is a sign of a great football team. You know, they're not going to get to a certain point and then shut it down and just let the clock run out. They're going to be out there. They're going to be executing. They're going to continue to get better as a football team. And Edgerrin James is running as hard right now with a 17-point lead with 12 minutes to go in the game as he was when it started out.
Number 32 with 32 carries and a career-high 189 yards. Near the 27 of Seattle. First down and 10. And another handoff. Edgerrin James, not much there. Plugging up the middle, Cortez Kennedy. Next Saturday, the Home Depot College Football presents a national doubleheader. Game 1, Notre Dame battling West Virginia. And in Game 2, it's an SEC bash when Alabama travels to Tennessee. All starting at 12 noon on CBS.
How many more undefeated teams do we have in college football? They're all getting knocked off.
They are, yeah.
Ohio State and Kansas State going out yesterday.
That Oklahoma is playing.
Yeah, they are for real
good football. Last week they slaughtered Texas. Yesterday they beat Kansas State at Manhattan. Second down and 10. The blitz is on by Williams, and the throw, just throwing it away, is Peyton Manning. Why not? Williams was firing it off that corner, untouched and uncontended. Manning had hit 8 consecutive passes until that miss right there. Willie Williams, the ex-Pittsburgh Steeler. Mike Holmgren will not tell you he is rebuilding, but when he starts a couple rookies like today and puts in a second-year quarterback who makes just a second career start, he is indeed in a transitional phase.
This team may not, you can call it transition, you can call it rebuilding. He likes to refer to it as restructuring. But whatever is being done here, it's being molded into a team that Mike Holmgren wants.
Colts have been great on third down. On 3rd and 10 here, the pass caught by Marvin Harrison. He had to get inside the 18. He gets as far as the 22. It's a gain of about 5 on the play, and so they'll bring out Vanderjagt and try to tag on 3 more points to their already sizable 17-point lead. So Vanderjagt, who has kicked 2 field goals today, lines up for a 40-yarder. Hunter Smith with the hold, and rookie free agent Justin Snow with the snap. 40-yard try by Vanderjagt. And perfect. Well, he's been great. He's now kicked in the last 2 games, 3 of 3 at New England, 3 of 3 today. 6 in a row over the last couple games, including a game winner the game before at Buffalo. It's 37-17, the Colts in a romp. The Colts have scored on 7 of their 8 possessions today, a commanding 20-point lead, 37-17 over Seattle. Danny Kite's kickoff after the Vanderjagt 40-yard field goal picked up by Rodgers. And he tries to dance outside, caught by Tony Blevins at about the 30 and dragged down at about the 33, 34-yard line. And that's a return of 28 yards. Well, we told you that Miami is idle at 5-1. The Jets are winning. The Colts are winning. So it could be 5-1 atop the division. The Colts in second place. And Buffalo winning today in overtime over San Diego.
And boy, that's a game that you really didn't expect the Buffalo Bills to get into a tight battle with San Diego, a team really struggling, having to come all the way across the country. Buffalo in jeopardy of really falling behind in this AFC East race if they'd have lost that game today.
34-yard line, 1st and 10 for Hewitt. There's a quick pass, which is dropped by Sean Dawkins. He has had normally reliable receiving numbers today, but that time just dropped it. There were a lot of drops last week. Mike Holmgren said on the tape review that their coaching staff put in on the game, they dropped 8 in Carolina. Not as many today. AFC Central, big battle that Darrell and I will be at next week. Baltimore, Tennessee. And Pittsburgh winning for a 3rd consecutive time today. They beat Cincinnati last week, the Jets, week before Jacksonville. 2nd down and 10 by Hewitt. There's a pass, which is caught by fullback Max Strong. Gain of 5 and brought down by the linebackers, and he's out to about the 39-yard line. Oakland now with a 2-game lead on Kansas City and Denver. Denver's playing right now and winning, so they could go to 4-3 and go a half game up on the Chiefs. And Seattle has already lost 2 consecutive games coming into today. At a 2-5 record in that division, it's going to be very, very difficult. 3rd and 5 from the 39 for Brock Hewitt. Quick throws now, just throwing darts, and the rookie wide receiver Darrell Jackson gets that, and grabbing him is Chad Cota. Gain of 7 on the play, and a 1st down for the Seahawks, up to the 46.
And being efficient in their hurry-up offense set here right now, but being down 20 points at this point, you'd like to see him get down the field a little bit more, maybe a little bit more sense of urgency. Mike Holmgren is not the type of coach that concedes anything until it is over.
Seattle with 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Play action. Here comes Ellis Johnson. He was held by Kendall in a blatant move, and the penalty flags are on the field. Kendall is holding the left guard. Ellis Johnson was zeroing in on Brock Hewitt.
It is a tough situation for the offensive linemen when they know that there's really no threat of the run. Those defensive linemen are going to have their ears pinned back coming upfield. Makes it very difficult for them in a situation where they know they're going to get that heavy rush.
Holding. Offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 1st down.
No surprise there for Pete Kendall, who had to leave last week with the stinger. And let's go off to New York. Jim Nance standing by at our 5th Avenue studios. Jim.
All right, for the first time in his career, Drew Bledsoe scores a touchdown. His first career rushing touchdown. But the Patriots are still down a couple of touchdowns with 7.5 minutes to play. Back to Kevin and Darrell.
What do you think? Put Michael Bishop at quarterback and put Drew Bledsoe in the backfield.
Isn't that something? And there was a great feature on the NFL Today last week on running quarterbacks and pocket quarterbacks. And there's the classic pocket passer who runs up the middle. Jets won the first meeting this year at New England, and they're going to win the second. Timeout taken.
A door that won't get dings. It's not as important as an engine or transmission or safety features like airbags. A door that won't get dings is a relatively small thing. So what does it say when a car company puts so much into something that's so small? It says they already took care of the things that were big.
Where's Eric then?
Leslie Reeves here at Husky Stadium in Seattle. 1st and 20 for the Seahawks inside the 36-yard line. And Brock Hewitt, his 2nd career start today, the Seattle native, with a pretty good showing. Blocked by Jones. Now it's time for Hewitt, who throws outside to the tight end at Tula Mealy. Tackle made by Belzer. It's a gain of 3. It's up near the 40-yard line. The East, the Giants won today. Washington won today against Baltimore. Philadelphia was winning, yeah. Dallas lost, and Arizona's getting pounded by the Eagles.
Philadelphia, to me, the team to watch in that division. New York and Washington, you know, at the top. But to me, the real surprise team that could have the big turnaround, the Eagles.
2nd down, 17 at the 39. Hewitt again. Oh, here comes the rush. gets away from Ellis Johnson, still on his feet. Chased by Jackson, and running his way up to the 49-yard line, well shy of the first down. Had to get to the 44 of the Colts. A nice scrambling move nonetheless, and a gain of 9. Tackle made by Mike Peterson. Essential. Minnesota, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Green Bay playing and beating San Francisco right now. Chicago plays Minnesota. Is that tonight or is that tomorrow night? That is tonight. That is the Sunday night game tonight.
Minnesota, I think, surprising a lot of people in that division. I think everybody had Tampa Bay listed as the champion in the Central. But Minnesota just looking like a very, very strong football team at this point.
3rd and 7 outside the 48. Here comes the rush. Nice move inside by Hewitt. Has to get down to the 44. And because he went head first and felt it, as you can see him grimacing right there, they may have picked the first down. If you slide feet first, it's where the ball lands, not where your feet are or where your knees are. But when you go head first, like any other guy running the ball, they mark it where you're down in the front part of your body. And because of that, they may have gotten the first down. But they've also got an injured quarterback.
Yeah, you're going for that extra yard. But in this situation, you know, I think cooler heads prevail, and you slide into this position. He leaves his feet. You can see Mike Peterson comes across, gives him a nice shot in the ribs. You can see that he's got that flak jacket on, but boom, right there, right in the ribs. So yeah, I think he's looking for the wind right now. Hopefully just had the wind knocked out of him on the ground there.
And John Kitna warms up on the sideline. He came in as starting quarterback this season. Glenn Foley was number 2, and Brock Hewitt, we just saw him down, he was number 3. And Mike Holmgren felt so good about what Brock Hewitt, who is now walking off under his own power, was doing. They got rid of the veteran Foley, put Hewitt at the 2nd-string quarterback, and now he's already captured the starting role. Now, because he was injured, he's got to sit out of play, and they'll put John Kitna in the game. But they get a first down on his scramble.
And you could see as he was coming off the football field, taking those deep breaths in, so that shot didn't do anything to the ribs. Looks like it just took the wind out of him.
John Kitna, who was the darling of the AFC in the first 10 games of last season, then staggered as he went to the finish line last year. As a 1st and 10, he'll go right to work with the pass. Fires, and it's caught at the 30-yard line. Darrell Jackson gets it. A gain of 17 on the play. Mike Peterson with the tackle. The ball is spotted at the 26-yard line.
And how about that? John Kitna sitting on the bench for 3.5 quarters, comes out and throws a strike to Darrell Jackson. He does a good job of getting David Macklin to turn his hips. He presses past that point where they sit on routes. He gets him to turn his hips, and he's able to shut it down and have a nice cushion right there.
8th play of the drive, 27-yard line of the Colts. Here goes Kitna again, providing great time. Throws a pass caught by Dawkins at the 15-yard line. Tackle made by Hollier. That's a gain of 12, and another Seattle first down. Is there time to come back in this game? They're down by 20 right now with 6.5 to play.
You know, anything's possible. You get a quick score and get the onside kick, and John Kitna coming in, and he's showing no signs of being a guy that's been on the sideline for the entire part of this game. And we talked about the top. There is no controversy in Seattle anymore. It is Brock Hewitt's job. So maybe John's trying to just raise a few more eyebrows.
15-yard line, first down and 10. Kitna was whacked as he threw the ball inside. Hollier was coming up. Cornelius Bennett was in there. And the incomplete pass intended for Karsten Bailey. As you take a look at the ex-Miami Dolphin, Dwight Hollier. St. Louis winning today, and again, commanding fashion. New Orleans is the surprise in that division. At 3-3, they won today, with Ricky Williams, as we said, going over 130 yards rushing on the afternoon.
And you just watch St. Louis play from week to week, and you wonder if anybody can even slow that football team down on the offensive side of the ball.
Brock Hewitt back in the game, 2nd down 10 at the 15-yard line. He's caught his breath. Let's see if he can catch the Colts snapping here. Hewitt throws, screen pass, caught by Ricky Waters. He got a block on the play outside from Kendall and from Gray, and he picks up 14 yards. And he takes it inside the 2. Mark him at the 1. 1st and goal to go, Seattle.
You see Ricky Waters right here. He's going to do the screen. He gets up inside. He gets lost in the shuffle, pops outside. Watch him push people to the outside and then cut back in. He creates great blocking angles for his offensive linemen that are pulling for him. Usually you like to stay outside on that screen play, set somebody up and bounce to the outside, but Ricky did a good job of setting up those pulling offensive linemen to create some nice blocking angles.
2 tight ends, 1st and goal at the 1 for Hewitt. Fake handoff to Waters. Great block by Kendall to the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for his tight end again, Neely. He was covered by Mike Peterson. Neely's already caught a touchdown pass today. It'll be 2nd down and goal inside the 2.
I'd like to see somebody check down on that route, though. You throw a little bit of a play action in. You've only got Itula Mealy as your receiver out in the pattern. I'd like to see Max Strong or Ricky Waters check down, maybe break to the flat or check down right over the ball to give Brock Heward another place to go if Itula is covered.
Heward today, 18 of 24. He's thrown no interceptions now through 2 games. He has 2 touchdown passes today. Second down goal at the 1. Comes the blitz by Bennett, who devours him at the 6-yard line. The 4th sack today by the Colts. The first by the blitzing Cornelius Bennett. They have 17 sacks in the last 3 games. This Colt defense is hitting on all cylinders.
Here he is right here coming into the gap. Floyd Wiederburn right there has got to go down and get him. There's no way for Max Strong to get in there and get him. He stepped up right there. The right offensive guard, Floyd Wiederburn, has to go down. It's called a gap call. He's got to step down into that gap and make the adjustment with Max Strong. There is no way he can get there from the fullback position and get a hit on Cornelius Bennett.
Seattle takes a timeout. It is autumn in the Pacific Northwest. Great to have you with us today from Husky Stadium in Seattle. 37-17, the Colts. It's 3rd and goal at the 6 for Seattle. 13th play of the drive. The timeout taken moments ago by Seattle. The blitz is on, the pass in the end zone. Karsten Bailey, touchdown. His first career touchdown. A 6-yard grab. And for Heward, the 3rd touchdown he has thrown today in his 2nd NFL start.
A nice adjustment by Karsten Bailey. This ball is thrown about the only place it can and be caught. You watch, it's going to be thrown a little bit short, a little bit underthrown, and that play is so hard to defend because the defender has his back turned. You can see Jeff Burris. He tries to turn as he sees Carson coming back, but it's already too late.
Ryan Lindell, who had a 51-yard field goal before halftime, boots in the extra point. You better believe he'll hold on to that ball and cradle it. His first career touchdown reception. He was a 3rd-round pick season ago out of Auburn. Let's send it downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Seattle really doing a good job trying to fight, even though it looks kind of tough for them right now. A couple of serious momentum killers in this football game. I think you can always find a couple of plays like that. It would be Ryan Lindell missing that 21-yard field goal, and Ricky Waters with the big momentum killer, fumbling after an 81-yard return by Rodgers. A couple of other notes. Indianapolis, I don't think they punted all day long. And you've got to wonder whether or not they should consider taking Edgerrin James out of the game at this point. Back upstairs.
Good points, and maybe they should take James out. Of course, the backup situation for Jim Mora's team is a little bit questionable. They have a rookie free agent back there, and right now I'm sure they just want to run out the clock and make sure they get out of here with a win.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kevin McDougal wouldn't mind that because that would be his first chance to carry the ball in the NFL regular season. So. But you know, Edgerrin James, you know, it's hard to say. You know, a lot of coaches will go back and forth on that decision. You know, we've played in Dallas when Emmett, a lot of people thought that Emmett should have been out of a football game, and then you have that little tweak on a hamstring or, you know, maybe a little roll up on the ankle. So, you know, you're better safe than sorry. And this is not the season for the Indianapolis Colts. They've got a lot of football left to play to get into the position that they want to put themselves as they get into the postseason. And to have the success that they want to have, they have to have a healthy Edgerrin James. So, yeah, you might want to consider taking him out of the game at this point.
And you saw Kevin McDougal, number 43. And here's the onside kick. No surprise here. Mike Peterson lost it, and Fabian Bones has it. He's out to the 45-yard line. It was bobbled by the linebacker Peterson. He coughed it up, much to the disgust of his coach Jim Mora, and Fabian Bones, a wide receiver and special teams man, grabbed it.
And, you know, this is just, it's similar to the Hail Mary pass. You know, you don't expect to convert a lot of onside kicks, but the interesting thing to me is with the guys that you have on the Indianapolis Colts football team, the hands at the tight end position, in the running back position, and the wideout position, what is a linebacker doing on the front line?
Although it was a linebacker 56, James Logan, which drilled Peterson and forced the fumble. So now out to the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 for Brock Heward. And a little bit of life shown in Seattle. Blocked by Jones. Here comes Bradsky, and he's devoured on the other side by Josh Williams. The rookie making his first career start today for the injured Bernard Whittington, the 5th sack today registered by the Colts defense.
Josh Williams having a real nice game today. He has a sack right here. Remember, he was the guy that stripped Ricky Waters and talked about what Beasley talked about, that big momentum shift at the start of this half. Josh Williams having a real nice game today and replacing Bernard Whittington.
Seattle 1 timeout, Indianapolis 2, second down 16, 37-yard line. One back, now an empty backfield. There goes Waters. 2 tight ends. Good block by McIntosh, and that pass is intercepted by Chad Cota. Cota picks him off. A flag has been thrown on the play, so we'll see if it stands. If it does, and it is against Seattle, they'll wipe that away with the cold interception. That will be the first career NFL interception thrown by Brock Huard.
Offense number 75. Penalty is declined. First down, Indianapolis.
And Cota lassos his 2nd pick of the season. Mark Brunell, a left-hander in Jacksonville earlier, and a left-hander here in Seattle today in Brock Huard.
And this is one of those balls that I think Brock Huard definitely would like to have back. You can see Chad Cota, Jeff Burris, and David Macklin all around the intended receiver. So one of those throws you don't want to make, but in this situation, you're pressing a little bit. And here comes another one of those big momentum shifts that Beasley was talking about. You get the onside kick, but you turn around and give it back to him with the interception.
So shy of midfield, Jim Finn is the lead back for Edgerrin James. He'll provide that block, as does McKinney. And a gain down to the 48-yard line. A gain of about 2.5 on the play as they took a look at Huard, who got whacked on that play. So we'll see how he regroups. Second down upcoming for the Colts. And tonight on CBS, is it true that pilots who don't get enough sleep fall asleep at the controls of their jet airliners? 60 minutes tonight on CBS, 6 Central, 7 Eastern Time.
And one of the things we talked about, maybe getting Edgerrin James out of the lineup. He's got 192 yards right now. Maybe they're waiting to see if he can get to 200 before they take him out of the football game.
Second down from the 47-yard line. 7 yards to go. James the call, follows the block of McKinney, then wrestled and brought down by Chad Brown. So maybe no gain at all on that play. Maybe a half yard. Let's see where they put it. So the clock continues to tick. 3.5 minutes remaining in the game. The Colts have 2 timeouts and Seattle has 1. The 2 turnovers for Holmgren's team proving to be very costly today, especially, as Beasley Reese just told us from the sideline, especially the one just at the beginning of the second half, as they work on Huard's right knee. And there's the dejected Ricky Waters, who's splitting time with Sean Alexander, the rookie. His heir apparent for that. 3rd and 7. And a quick across the middle, bounded and dropped by Marvin Harrison. And he was open, but he had to get down to the 40. He was only at the 44, so it would have been tough to get the